This is the Nightwolf howling at you, and today we're going to look at the He-Man and the Masters of the Universe Teela figure, the heroic warrior goddess, part of the 2000X cartoon collection. And I've already noticed a problem with this, and we'll go over that in a minute, but as we look at her, she's very colorful like she was in the cartoon, which is good. I mean, the figure looks good overall. On the back, we see, as seen on the ties that bind, and I'm not 100% sure, but I think this may have been the first time in this series that they kind of talk about the connection between Teela and the sorceress. And maybe it also is an episode where the issue I have is not present, so we will talk about that. Of course, we can hold her staff. Oh, that's a second issue, actually, now that I think about it. As part of this wave, we have Teela, the heroic warrior goddess, Orko, the heroic court magician, and Merman, ocean warlord. Okay, I can't do a merman voice worth of shit, but, you know, whatever. But let's go ahead and open her up, shall we? As always lately, it seems like I cut through the thing, but we do see the removable parts list. It does show that the top comes off and her skirt comes off. I'm not surprised by that anymore. Although, we will probably take a look just to see what color her bra is. I bet it doesn't match her panties. Alright, so before I go into the details onto the two issues I have with this figure off the bat, I want to ask you guys right now, make the comment below, and tell me if you can see them. Two issues right off the bat, just looking at the figure like this right now. I will go ahead and do a really bad humming mouth version of Jeopardy. Do 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 do. All right, hopefully you have put your answers below. But the two issues I have seen with this is, 1, she does not come with her sword, and 2, she has an open hand on her left hand, just like Chitara from the Thundercats crossover, and Evil Lyn from earlier in this line. So that makes, out of 3 figures, 2 being staff fighters, having a hand designed for a magic user, instead of a second grasping hand for their staff. What the is wrong with you, Mattel? Do none of you think at all anymore? I mean, seriously, 3 figures, 2 of which use a staff, and you make the magic hand instead of the grasping hand. Are you stupid? Seriously, are you just stupid? Okay, now that I got that rant over with for the moment, problem number 2, she doesn't have her sword. She had the sword in the cartoon. She had the sword in the original toy line. She even has a version of the sword in Origins. Not only did she have the sword in Origins, she had it twice. First, in our Snake Teela figure here. See, there's her sword. And second, in our Teela that came with Zor. Unfortunately, she's been riding a vehicle lately, so her hands are kind of not gripping the sword anymore. But Origins gave her a sword. It's too small for this figure, obviously, and obviously not the right colors for it. Why they decided not to give us her sword is beyond me. And it's just stupid again. And by the way, as everybody kind of decided, this was supposed to represent the 2000X version of Teela in the original Origins line, because this is the one that came with Zor, and she's in all gold like the original figure. Seriously, it's just like with Prince Adam, where they gave him that stupid little scepter thing instead of his power sword. Especially considering that he has a different version of the power sword than He-Man because it's in its disguise mode. Good God, what in the are these designers thinking? Ugh. Let's take an actual look at the figure now, shall we? So, she does come with the Staff of Ka. I don't know if they actually called it that in the 2000X series or not. I think they did. And I think it actually was like originally a Snake Man weapon, maybe. I don't remember for sure, and it's been a long time since I've watched the full series. I do need to watch it again, though. And it looks fine. Like, I don't remember exactly what it looked like in the show, but It looks pretty similar to what it should, I believe. And with it being actually a straight stick on it, it is actually a staff fighting weapon, for sure. That would work out better if, you had two grasping hands so you can hold it in both hands and not just rest it in your open fingers. Mattel. If you wanted to give us this hand, you could have still given us an extra hand. They are getting so fucking cheap nowadays, man. Seriously. So figure-wise, look at the head sculpt. It's a beautiful head, honestly, overall. Although, I'm not sure I appreciate that they molded a smirk into her face. Everybody's had pretty much neutral expressions on their toys, and then she comes along with a smirk. Actually, now that I think about it, I think Evil Lynn had a smirk, too. That's kind of, I don't know. I don't hate women and Masters of the Universe at Mattel or some shit. I don't know. That's what I'm starting to think at this rate. Come to think of it, I'm going to grab Evil Lynn real quick. Okay. I just wanted to see if they were using the same arms on both, but nope, they actually did make new arms for Teela, so surprises never cease. Okay, so let's talk about her. Oh, and Evil Lynn came with a big magic wand that also could have been used as a fighting staff. Anyway, yeah, I'm just going on about that fucking staff. Okay, so Teela's got a nice head sculpt here. She's got the super long hair that she had in the cartoon. And I like that the tiara on her head actually doesn't attach to the hair there, so that actually looks pretty nice. And they did a pretty good job painting around it here. I'm not sure how well you can see that, but there's not a whole lot of paint slop back there, and I honestly would have expected there to be. This jewel looks terrible. I'm kind of wondering if that's actually part of the original animation thing, or if they just decided to paint that there so they could hide the cleavage. Again, I don't know why they would do that, but this is Mattel in 2026, where we're still mostly afraid to show a female figure, even though the body does have like actual breasts instead of the little flat shit that we got in most of the Origins line. Articulation wise, her ponytail does not move. I'm trying to figure out here. This looks like there's some damage on this thing here. You guys can see that. I'm not sure if that's because it's connected into her head through that or not. Maybe, but that's the disappointment right there. The ponytail holder itself actually has some design that might actually be paint slop now that I'm looking at it. But yeah, there's definitely some damage over here on this side. I don't even know how that got in there. Unless it's just a molding issue. But her head does turn and spin. We get a little bit down and almost no up. It is a ball joint. There is not much movement at the neck top here, as we see with a lot of the other figures. And the hair doesn't seem to be causing any impediment, but at the same time, it's not helping it either. That sounded really stupid to say, didn't it? Oh, well. Her arm here is excruciatingly loose. For sure on the spin here, which we can go 360 there. And even on the up and down, I can feel it being loose. So it seems to be both arms, to be honest with you guys. Both arms are pretty loose on this figure. Hopefully it's just my copy of it that I got and not actually like all of them. But if you did get this figure, please let me know. So we do have a little bit of the hinge here to go up and down also. We did the spin already. Single joint in the elbow. Goes a little bit past straight there and then about 90 degrees there. Spin at the wrist. In and out articulation on her hand, so she's not going to hold her sword aloft. Same with her other hand, in and out with, the magic casting hand for the staff user. All right. Waist does a 360. Leg can kick forward about that far. And back about that far. It's hard to tell if it's the skirt or just the design that is causing the problem with the movement there. Single joint in the knee, spins. Boot cut. And thank God her boots have a lot of stuff around them, because remember, Evelyn's looked kind of weird. She can also kick out like this and pop off her top. And we can see her panties. She wears the high-rise panties. Since we're doing articulation anyway, we'll just leave it. Like I said, boot cut. And a hinge and a spin at the ankle. Let's go ahead and see what her bra looks like. Might have been the easiest time I've had getting arms off of one of these figures, because we know Mattel painted a bra on her. And there we go. Oh, they went for the whole bustier this time. You know, if you remember in the Origins line for the vintage style, they left it very backless. So I guess we have a strapless one-piece bikini for her to wear. Not bikini, swimsuit, whatever. And of course, remember, these figures are designed so the legs can pop out also. Just saying. Her skirt piece, a little bit longer in the back than the front. Nice design. They kind of went with a, well, honestly, it's like a baby shit brown color for her, instead of using a gold. Oops, that's not going to fit that way, is it? So let's put her back together. Now I'm batting 1,000 here, aren't I? Again, the only purpose to this gem seems to be to hide her cleavage. Which, again, I don't remember if that's actually in the show or not. I should watch an episode, at least. Or fast forward through an episode. Although it's hard to find that show now. Like, it used to be on YouTube for free, and I haven't seen it there in a while when I've looked. Alright. So, we do have our original version of this Teela. And, I mean, I am straight out going to say the look of the new one is a vast improvement to the old one. Although I can't... This is the thing that I absolutely loathed about these figures, is the pre-posed positioning of body parts. Again, this is the reason I did not actually collect these when these came out, is because I hated the posing. Like, and there's not even articulation to help with that. Although their articulation was slightly better than the old ones, but not by much. She didn't even have a ball joint in her head. But I do like the hairstyle better on the new one. It's longer, it looks nicer, it's our reddish color. But if we're going to be honest, she definitely has better cleavage here. Also, I just want to point out one of the issues with this. The paint on her boobs underneath the top here, you can see it from the top. So you can see her bra underneath her top. So that's kind of annoying too. Like, ugh. But yeah, so we have our original Teela here. All gold. This is why I said before. That's why people thought that this was supposed to be basically their version. Kind of how they just repainted Evil Lynn to make the 2000X version. You know, all gold here, no other colors. Oh, interesting. I never noticed that before. The little snake design on the back of her outfit there, too. And they weren't afraid to give her boobs back then. So ultimately, what do I have to say about this figure? The figure herself looks pretty good. Obviously, I've done to death my two issues, being the lack of a sword and only having one gripping hand. Both items should have come with this figure, right? A gripping hand and a sword. She used the sword a lot in the series, as I recall. They've made a version of it for Origins. Obviously, we've seen that here. And while the sword is a bit oversized in the 2000X line, you know, you could have made something a little bit bit bigger than what came with the Origins ones. Or, you know what, screw it. I would have been fine, mostly fine, I would have complained still, if they just repainted the original Origins sword. Yeah, it's going to look a little bit small with her, but at least it would have been something. And it could have been molded in that baby shit brown color that they have there, or baby shit yellow, whatever you want to call it. And it would have worked out as far as I'm concerned. So again, somebody at Mattel really dropped ball on this, and I don't know why. Like, who is in charge of the 2000X cartoon collection? Because I mean, a lot of the figures look great. They're doing a great job on the figures, but these accessories in a lot of cases are leaving a lot to be desired, you know? Of course, while I'm saying that the figures look great, there were a lot of issues with Robato's articulation just because of the sheer size of his parts too. Can't forget about that, can we? Oh yeah, but yeah, like how many figures now have we had that have come with less items than what they should? I think almost all of them have come with less than what they should. Maybe Stratos is the only one who came fine because I don't remember Stratos really having much else other than his jetpack. Man at Arms is probably fine too. I mean, his mace I think transformed in a bunch of different things, so you could have gotten a couple different items with him for that. He-Man did not have his axe or his shield, and I'm pretty sure he's used both of them in at least one episode. Prince Adam didn't come with his power sword. He came with that stupid scepter, which again was something that I don't even think he used in the series at all. It was just part of the original toy. Skeletor was mostly fine, except for the whole, they did a shit job on putting that sword together for him. That could have been done a lot better than what it was. Mossman, I believe he had a pouch and a dagger in the cartoon. And then Triclops didn't come with his little drones. What are they going to do next? When they do Trapjaw, are they going to have him not come with his attachments? I'll bet you he'll be a deluxe figure too, mind you. But just kind of irritates me, you know what I mean? But why don't you guys let me know what you think overall about this figure in the comments below. And if you did enjoy this look at our 2000X version of Teela, please feel free to poke that like button with your staff. That kind of sounded dirty too, didn't it? Oh well. And if you want to hear more of my nonsense in the future, you can of course subscribe. Maybe you want to tickle that notification bell a little bit with your long ass ponytail. But I thank you for watching. Peace and love. And you know, I didn't bust her out, but I actually have the 2000X Snake version of Teela also. Actually, I think, did I show her when I did the review for the Snake Teela originally for the Origins collection? I might have.